Welcome to part 2, Introduction to Tarot, where we're exploring the Major Arcana. This is a video of the Magician. If you're new to this series and have not watched the part 1 video, Introduction to Major Arcana, then I encourage you to first watch that video, then continue exploring the other videos in the series of each card. Part 1 offers preliminary information that sets the foundation for this series and offers pertinent information to how to work positively with the cards and how to honor the process of working with the Tarot Major Arcana that is relevant to this series. So if you have already watched part 1, let's get started. If you have not watched part 1, please pause this video and return to it after you have watched part 1 video. This is the third video of a series of videos that will address each one of the Major Arcana section of the traditional Tarot to broaden your acceptance and elevate your gratitude for what the Tarot represent. The Tarot represents universal principles, challenges, and abilities we all experience through the collective human experience. They can be a wonderful spiritual tool to heighten your higher abilities, to receive messages of light that will assist you on your growth and expansion journey. This video is introducing the Magician, which is the second card of the Major Arcana. The Tarot cards each represent states of existence we all can experience, and the Magician card signifies the inherent divine beingness that we all possess. It reflects the truth of our limitless internal divine resources that allow the magic of who we truly are to be experienced in realities that align with soul potential. If we have the heart to accept, acknowledge, embrace, and embody our internal alchemy spirit, we can transmute any negative state to positive, balance and shift our energetic, mental, emotional, and physical states at will. When operating from higher states of consciousness that open the potential of soul to flow through and co-create with the universe to manifest realities that empower our states of existence and allow our pure, authentic expression of truth to transcend the false core belief systems housed within the unconscious states of ego. It is our responsibility to awaken, to remember what we truly are and what we truly represent in physicality. Our soul self or higher self already embodies all the divine universal principles of truth, and it's our responsibility as the fragmented self in physicality to awaken and remember our authentic divine nature so we can live an existence that expresses our divine authentic nature in all our higher abilities. So let's dive in a little deeper to the core attributes in the next section. The Magician represents the universal principles of communication and manifestation. The core attributes of this Major Arcana card is manifestation powerhouse, art of communication and skillful timing, communicating authentic truth, resolution of authentic oppression, fear of failure detachment, and trusting in one's intuitive pathways. I'm now going to go into the in-depth description of the Magician. The Magician is the second card in the Major Arcana and holds the numeric frequency of the number 1. The Magician represents the universal principle of communication and manifestation. The art of communication is an element that we all must master through our journey in physicality. Communication is not just a physical language spoken through the formulation of words. Communication is energetic, emotional, mental, and physical. The universal principle regarding the art of communication includes the component of communicating one's expression that is uniquely extended in ways that honor the authentic core of self. To truly communicate our authentic expression, we must construct a secure foundation of self-acceptance to speak our truth of potential in every conceivable manner that is authentically extended, so we do not fall into dark patterns of falseness that compromise our authentic expression for the sake of external acceptance and approval. We as co-creators manifest in harmony with universal energies, experiences within our reality potential that reflect our internal mirror of how we are or how we are not honoring our authentic divine nature of soul. At the core of every individual, there is a deep-seated desire to be understood, and this card represents the truth of our limitless ability to tap into all our internal resources to express our authenticity of truth through any unlimited medium of communication and manifestation of realities. To be understood by others requires that you understand yourself first. To allow ourselves to speak our truth, we must internally embrace the divine truth that all tangible encounters are manifested to help us grow and strengthen, so we can gain full confidence in our ability to move past all that is restricting our potential, to accurately perceive situations we encounter on a deeper, more expansive level, and not allow ego to distort and falsely represent any aspect of what we are trying to convey. We must open the spiritual pathway of the heart to elevate our connection to our intuitive, divine understanding, to positively approach situations with mental clarity, exercise resourceful, creative, and original ways to successfully communicate our truth. Fear will destroy inspiration and our ability to accept opportunities to express every aspect of self in the most authentic ways. Opportunity creates potentiality for all possibilities to manifest into reality. When applying this concept to the art of communication, we must recognize the opportunity that both internal fear and love create, and the possibility both incorporate in the creation of potential result. Fear of failure, fear of rejection will restrict creativity, a higher perception, and personal power. The challenges that need to be overcome to communicate your authentic truth in a confident manner from a position of loving compassion for self and consideration of others is mastering self-acceptance. If we do not completely accept ourselves and honor our own value, we will communicate from a place of control, manipulation, and aggression. It is when we accept self that our emotional balance will not be compromised just because an external source does not want to embrace us, and our internal mental expectations will not be a factor in finding resolve by relying on the external approval of others. It is equally important to analyze our platform of desire, meaning of, are we speaking from ego with the desire to be right, or are we speaking truth from a platform that desires resolve? Pushing your agenda to be right and pointing out the fact that you're right in a dynamic will not create a healthy platform of relating and will not promote unity. We should consider the way we execute our delivery to convey truth in a manner that does not discredit others just to pump up our own ego's need to be validated. We must assist others in understanding us, and that is only achieved when acting from a lighted platform of creativity, love, positive expression, and value of others as well as self. We must have the spiritual maturity to acknowledge that not everyone is on the same page as us in our journey, and leave room for compassion for those that do not yet possess the capacity to accept our truth as we understand it. Sage teachers promote shadow work and the practice of exploring the depths of inner core of self, because every way shower embodies internal exploration as the invaluable and vital path of transcendence through the alchemy of internal transformation in our self-mastery journey. Exploring our past to face the shadows from an approach of love that has distorted our authenticity is valuable from the standpoint of looking into the past and healing what requires work in our inner core that assists us in shedding the falseness of adopted truth. It is through this process of transformation we can balance what is out of alignment with soul and anchor into higher states of flow in the present to see value and being grateful for what we do have and have experienced that is serving our highest potential, awaiting to be explored in our present states of existence. Anchoring into the past in unhealthy ways, such as attaching to judgment, criticality, shame, guilt, all stifle our ability to believe the future holds any positive result, because we are not anchored into the present enough to recognize opportunities, to choose paths that align us with the highest potential for the future. We must elevate to allow past, present, and future with the intuitive guidance of soul self or higher self, working in a harmonious flow of unification, that we master full acceptance of self that is unwavering and allows us passage to express our uniqueness in unlimited forms and in an uninhibited manner. The throat chakra governs over the ability to communicate our authentic truth, unfiltered, in the aspect that we do not hold back speaking any aspect of truth from a lower vibration of ego-based fear. If the throat energy is not flowing in full vibrancy, then the frequency of synergy between the third eye and the crown chakra will also be limited or restricted. And as a result, we will have very limited perspectives that do not promote understanding on all levels. When we are not honoring ourselves by allowing ourselves to speak truth in creative and authentic ways, our ability to understand and connect to the divine meaning reflected through our external encounters will also be restricted. Our communication and transactions will feel unfulfilling and unresolved because our ability to perceive all elements relevant to an experience is blocked and distorted by ego. So the words, body language, and use of that we use to communicate will not reflect the deeper intuitive message and vision, and ultimately this negatively affects our ability to understand and be understood successfully. The amount of energy flowing through the throat chakra plays a role in our ability to express our truth in genuine ways that reflect our soul nature. Communication and being understood is an art form. The key to being understood is to examine the source of internal state being experienced, and then outwardly conveying that state through actions that promote authenticity, integrity, and genuine truth. Fear will destroy inspiration and our ability to accept opportunities to express every aspect of self in the most authentic way. To be understood and to understand others, we all must develop our listening skills to strengthen the art of relating, to observe our environment and listen effectively to our internal and external world in what is being communicated. Communication is only a one-way channel if we do not enhance our listening skills. Listening to our internal world means that we embrace our divine, higher ability to tune into the song of our soul, which requires that we open our hearts and anchor love as a platform that we choose to operate from, so we can fine-tune to the frequency of our soul song and listen to the information flowing through our intuitive pathways and higher senses. The more we listen to our internal intuitive voice, our capacity to understand from an elevated perception, the world and people around us will strengthen, and we can communicate and listen in ways that honor truth and promote community and unity, and not just approach to the world and others from states of ego that possess self-serving agendas. To start to elevate the art of relating, which is vital to our expansive journey through the collective human experience, to transcend and elevate our states of consciousness as a collective to promote the process of ascension into higher dimensional states of existence. We are all on different levels of growth, but every individual must choose to elevate out of lower vibrational states of existence if we are to rise together and elevate the collective consciousness. We must choose as individuals to strengthen every component of relating through elevating our communication skills and our approach to relating. This card represents the potential of aligning, utilizing, and manifesting all that is required to experience heightened and empowered states of existence. Align all communication, verbal, nonverbal, written, mental thought processes, emotional states, and physical body language to honor our authentic nature, to speak truth from enlightened states of consciousness. We are divine beings experiencing a dynamic existence in human physicality, and we are only limited by our own beliefs of potentiality, and this card harnesses this principle and truth. In addition to listening skills and communication skills, timing is an essential companion to the art of relating and exercising strong communication skills. Communication that doesn't follow well-timed consideration is often resented, if not altogether ignored, by the receiver. To offer thoughtful timing is to adjust the tone, structure, and initiation to determine the best time to deliver the exchange that will bring the maximum desired result. This is not the same as walking on eggshells around someone trying not to invoke a negative response. This is the ability to take all factors into consideration, which requires pausing instead of just blurting out what immediate thoughts come into play through the ego. Pausing requires self-control and spiritual maturity in our ability to take all elements into consideration and not just our own agenda. In harming others, we also harm ourselves. This is applied to the art of communication by promoting unity through contemplating all elements involved and exercising accountability to access our own feelings first and assess them, and considering our responsibility in our own state of being. And if what we feel must be stated, then we creatively align our body language and tone with well-timed delivery. The magician is the personification of our inherent divine potentiality and the universal truth that we possess all we require already, to be all we desire to be, and to accomplish all we desire to accomplish. We possess an unlimited flow of abilities to manifest realities that resonate at the highest frequency relevant to the intention wielded for any incarnated lifespan we exist in physicality. Now, this is not to say that the vastness of our potential caps off at the intention wielded for just this existence, because that would be a false statement. But what I am conveying is the vital element of us believing in ourselves from the standpoint of unlimitedness, that we are divine beings incarnate. Our higher abilities are not limited to just this existence we are experiencing, but actually go beyond what is just relevant to this lifespan and the intention of our soul to accomplish in this lifespan in physicality as human. It is imperative that we stop disempowering our perception of self so we can unleash our soul potentiality. The scope of resources at our disposal over and above our higher abilities is not constrained to the boundary of limitation. We are truly magical beings in every imaginable and unimaginable capacity. All that is required is our willingness of heart to truly harness the universal principle of manifestation and our vital role as co-creator, working in harmony with universal energies in the synergistic dance of creation to shape into tangible reality anything we place the most intentional focus behind. Focused work in working with the open flow of energy within the solar plexus chakra is vital to tune into our powerhouse of co-creator ability in ways that are expansive and truly limitless. In this section, I'm going to be initiating the foundation for shadow work for the territories of fear of failure, fear of rejection, and authentic oppression, which are also the challenges that the magician represents. Fear all stems from the unconscious states of ego and represent the falseness we have adapted as truth. Fears develop when our authentic expression is rejected and ridiculed by others, and this can cause us to feel a sense of unbelonging. And so we adapt to survive and belong, and this usually means we abandon our authentic nature to conform and comply with the expectations, negative conditioning, and imprinting we are subjected to. Fears trigger negative reactions that spiral into negative states of anxiety and emotion. This happens because what requires healing at our very core has not been faced to transcend fear and shift the operating platform that drives our states of reality to resonate with the frequency of love. Fear of rejection can be traced all the way back to the earliest memories of our light, love, and authentic expression being rejected. The transformation journey requires shadow work, which is a process of peeling back the layers to get to the core of what is causing us deep pain and suffering. If you look at an onion, it has multiple layers before you get to the core, and each layer we peel back induces tears from the pungent nature of the onion. But when all the tears dry up and the layers of an onion are pulled away, we are left with a white core. The healing process is the same, and we must be patient and gracious with ourselves and refrain from feeding into lower vibrations of judgment, criticalness, shame, and guilt, because these mental states only serve to keep us imprisoned in disempowered states. Fear of failure stems from the falseness that we are not in some way exceeding the expectations of what we think we are supposed to be complying with. If we conform to suit the expectations of parental, societal, religious, or any system that is in opposition of our authentic nature, we will forever be chasing our tails, searching for what has meaning, fulfillment, and purpose from perspectives that are ego-driven. To truly tap into your authentic nature and express your truth and divine potential, you must pause and go inward to explore the very nature of core belief systems and question everything you think you know, to ask yourself the important questions of, does my reality reflect my purest authentic truth? Am I truly living the life I want, or have I compromised, abandoned, and rejected my own truth and authentic nature to serve duty and obligation? There is no such thing as failure. There is only growth. Failure is an illusion based on the negative conditioning that promotes oppressiveness of one's authenticity and truth. There is no damnation, no failure in the spectrum of universal frequency of light and love. We must allow ourselves permission to shed the falseness of constraint that keeps us attached to negative mindsets that stifles our light and soul potential. Seek what resonates in your heart as the guiding light, leading you to your own path of meaning, purpose, and mission. Until you allow yourself permission to accept, acknowledge, embrace, and embody your authenticity of how your passions and higher abilities desire to be expressed, you will always be chasing your tail in pursuit of every external solution to supplement what you are denying to value and embrace about yourself internally. Expressing what makes your heart happy and fills you with joy is the path of purpose and mission. Self-acceptance comes from building a solid foundation of self-love and worth, and committing to honoring yourself over and above the expectations of the outer world's perspective of what they consider successful, meaningful, and purposeful. Trust your heart and follow your own intuition always. The key to transcending the shadows that are opposing your authentic nature is building a solid foundation of self-acceptance, embracing your authentic nature, allowing authentic expression of truth, and focusing your energy to heal the throat and solar plexus chakra of all that is opposing your light, to recenter yourself and rebalance your states of existence. Self-acceptance is key in our journey and expansion process. We must love ourselves and forgive ourselves for abandoning our light and authentic expressions of truth for the sake of pleasing the expectations of others. We cannot express or speak our truth if we do not fully love ourselves and accept ourselves to the level that we feel worthy of expressing ourselves. And we cannot value our abilities to relate in healthy and wise ways if we do not build this unfailing foundation of self-acceptance. To not slip into ego patterns where we're always compromising ourselves for the sake of others, we must build self-love and worth for the sake of self-acceptance that is intolerable to being compromised in any way to suit the external world. So when it comes time to focus your energy on facing the shadows, keep these elements in mind. Take the time to focus your energy into self-love and worth, to build a solid foundation of self-acceptance. Embrace your authentic nature by getting to know yourself, going back in time to remember what made you truly happy. What was it? What form of expression did you used to do that filled your heart with joy, that felt organic and didn't require very much effort to exert this expression? Get to the core of your authentic nature. Allow yourself to authentically express your truth. Whatever that truth is for you, allow yourself permission and do the chakra work, do the chakra healing by valuing self-exploration, taking time for introspection, embodying the magician, positive affirmations. I am the embodiment of limitless potential. I possess the ability to imagine, visualize, and manifest all my dreams into tangible reality. I refrain from gossip and lower vibrational conversations that only serve to create separation and competition. I speak positively of myself and others because everyone possesses the capacity of greatness and lighted potential within them. It just takes us all time to elevate to the best versions of self. I speak my ideas, thoughts, and feelings because I am worthy of acknowledgement. Even if others don't choose to embrace my worth, I accept myself and embrace my own worth. I am a magical being. I have all the resources internally to manifest a life that reflects my deep-seated desires that align with heartfelt meaning and purpose. Fear of failure is an illusion conditioned into my ego that I choose to detach from. There is no such thing as failure, only growth. I detach from mental criticality that serve to spiral my emotional moods into negative states. I am a beautiful being that deserves to be understood, and I accept and acknowledge that I am enough. I refuse to oppress any divine aspect of self. My higher abilities and authentic nature are vital components of expression to exercising and experiencing a fulfilling existence. I am skilled in the art of relating as a communicator and effective listener. This dynamic quality inspires and promotes connectedness through community and unity. Thank you so much for listening. If you found the information to be invaluable in this video, please show your support for this channel by subscribing, liking the video, clicking the bell to receive future notifications on upcoming videos that'll be published for this series, and share this information with someone you feel would benefit from it. Bye for now.